battalion chief firefighter, and there's been times where he's just had his radio on him because he's been on call, and 2 seconds into dinner, he's gone, by the way, we've had a bushfire less than 5 kilometers away. Bye.
Yeah.
He just says bye, and everyone's like, okay, we're gonna continue eating. If you need us to leave, just call us and we'll leave.
It's a legitimate. That's a legitimate firefighter
like
behavior.
18 million kilometers away. I gotta go, and then he just disconnects.
Real quick, guys, I gotta get started. We're 5 minutes over. Looks like the Australians fixed that little connectivity issue. Like I said, probably a shark ate a cable. When shock.
Or the emus.
Or you're right, yeah, an emu dove into the ocean in the Great Barrier Reef and just ate the undersea connection cable. You're right.
No, a Casawara did it. You know?
Yeah, didn't you know they
Navy SEALs?
Yeah, didn't you know they double as submarines?
Okay,
Like,
someone write this down so I can test this later for an op.
Yeah, you can. If you put emus in water, they walk under the water. Did you notice that?
If it does it without players crashing, then yeah, we can do that.
Couldn't you just attach them to a submarine and then just make the submarine go invincible?
The SCV.
Yeah.
I put it in the op suggestions. It's there.
Oh,
Oh.
that's awkward.
I haven't.
Flame didn't. All right, we're checking. I need to re-download. Whoops. That's funny. I right-clicked and repaired both things. Patch has to do it.
I gotta do it. What the fuck?
Okay, so Flame. Yeah, Patch is also the one that told me about it. That's funny. So,
Damn.
all right, I'm gonna kill the server real quick. That's
Both
funny.
people in charge of servers have to redo it. That's
Okay.
It's funny
I'm gonna
because
vote
it seems
myself
that
as
you
admin.
Patch has a different version from Flame, if I'm
I
reading it
fucking
right.
fresh installed it. God damn that update.
That's funny.
I know at least with Ace, it's like checking the bottom left on the main menu, bottom right on the main menu. Sorry.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can check it, but how are you
Anyway,
supposed
give
to
us a
cross-check
second.
it
We're
with
having
the
a few
server
technical
doing that? That's not
difficulties
like I
with the
can see what
latest
version
update
you're
for
on.
Ace
No.
and CBA.
So the server's going down for a moment, yeah?
yeah.
Yeah, I took it down. I'll put it back up in a second.
Watch, everybody else can't connect now.
As you
Well, I
say
don't
that, I'm
want it to
going
push through
into
brief
my
because
mods.
I already changed the admin password.
Ace and then
What was it? It was
CBA
Ace, right?
Ace and CBA, yeah.
I fucking didn't think I would have to do it because I had a fresh install, but fuck me, I guess.
I just closed my armor down to make sure that CBA and Ace were both updated correctly again.
Right. I just repaired it. Should be good. And if it's not good, I'll blame
I
the
did it.
Australians.
I literally did it
Cool.
just before we started, so I know I did it.
Brownie
Server's
has
going
more
back up
time
now.
to hop in.
Let's
You know,
go.
I think I know why mine wasn't updated. It's because it still said updated from yesterday. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool, it's updated. Confirmation bias, you gotta love it.
Send and go teams.
Hey, right on
Yes, we
Modedic, thanks
updated
tonight.
this
The
update
2-month
today, yes.
resub.
You're doing well. Have
God,
fun with
we're
the
old,
op.
right?
We updated this update.
Hope you keep enjoying
to
the ops
inform
and getting
you
a
of
nice kick
another
out of this
update.
scenario. Here, I'm just throwing that
I
up. I
wonder
gotta
if
get on the
Arma
server.
still breaks if they
Unfortunate
fought
timing, that's
authors
fine.
launching
This is gonna
update
be a
in the middle of
2-hour
an
op.
Because that happened
So,
at the Star
If you finish
Wars
dinner,
a
feel
while
free to come
ago.
back.
Not Liru Star Wars, a different Star Wars.
I could be wrong, but I don't think it would because the server wouldn't update the mod itself. So you're still playing on the same mod.
You can get back on the server, by the way.
Let's go.
What was he talking about?
The mod update breaking a server while it's on.
So if everyone's on the server and the server's running something and a mod updates, it's not going to break anything. It only breaks people if, let's say, someone crashes and before they hit the play button, their mod updates. We've had that a few times actually, where like someone will crash out and then re-hit the play button, but they weren't quick about it and it auto-updated for them. And then they weren't able to get on because now it's a different key file, and it's like, that's kind of weird.
The pros and cons of having Steam set to auto update.
Thanks, mod authors.
Yeah, but you want it to do that, so it's just a mess either way.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give it another minute, and then I'll push through. Basically, I'll just be explaining some of the core features of the operation, and I'm potentially scouting this for like a potential pay-for-pain idea, which I threw into the VIP channels, so subs can go and see that. I also put a bunch of feeler polls out there too.
I'm loading back in still.
just do 100%.
Ian, I
We are the
updated on the
Russians, right?
server this morning, and I
Yes.
didn't update it for myself because I'm a goober.
Yeah, with good.
Russian drone teams attacking Ukrainian positions before
I'm
the
just
Russian
making
attack.
sure, you know. Just making sure.
He wants to know
harm.
his lore. Leave him alone.
The lore
Fight- fight
is... which one
Current
was this
events.
one? I saw a History
love lore.
Legends video, and I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go.
God damn it. Come on, armor load.
The lore is the friends we made along the way, alright? Alright, I'm gonna push it to map just so I can get everyone to start seeing what's on there and how this will work.
I'm loading into armor now.
Yeah, right, Ian, exactly.
We're on the main screen. Let's go.
My armor is still loading.
This terrain made by an alcoholic and a horse.
And the horse put in extra effort.
A horseaholic?
I appreciate the horse's contributions.
Come on, armor. Quit your
Shenanigans 2,
fussing.
you can. Shenanigans 2, the horse is the best ruler.
Alright, I'll give it another minute or two. Brownie, you still downloading shit?
Yeah, it's nearly done.
There we go. All right, multiplayer
Killing
screen.
me,
let's go.
Smalls. Alright, so I'll just start speaking about supplies and everything. We're starting at the staging point. You'll notice that there, if you scroll in, there's 3 sections. 4 Shaheeds, 4 Tyrans, which are Tayrans, whatever the fuck, they're the darters. And then there's 15 bomb drones, 40mm. There's 45 spare batteries in each car. There's also some AA, some minor AT, which was just already there. I didn't feel like touching it. A little bit of extra medical, 45 drone batteries, the works. You also have 75 AP Crocus drones and 25 AT Crocus drones. The Crocus drones can only go 3 kilometers from your position, so they're meant to be your short-range stuff. Your long-range stuff are the Shaheeds, so if you need to strike targets much deeper in enemy territory, those are what you'll use, but you only have a limited number of them. You also need to be careful because there are a good amount of short-range positions. The darters and the Shaheed 40mm, they also have an infinite range. So you can use those to hit lesser targets, like entrenched artillery pieces, where the guy's not in a tank or whatnot. You know, use your own judgment for that. But there's definitely a few things critical that you should hit with the drones in the back line somewhere. You're not getting any more unless it's like a debug issue, but if I see you go into a forest, deploy a drone in the forest, take the drone off and hit a tree, that's not a debug issue. Please don't take from each other's sections. Note which section is yours. You can label them just so people don't steal from each other, because I don't want to police that. There are no friendly AI in the zone at the moment. I'll spawn some in around this farm area and the forest over here, and then maybe I'll put some in there as well. But I just want to make sure our frames are good before I start going crazy, because there's a lot in the AO. So the premise of this operation is at the 75-minute mark, after I hit the continue button, there will be 2 mechanized platoons of BMP2s assaulting, one from this direction, one from this direction that's labeled on the map. They're going to take Objective Alpha first, which is an entrenched tree line, and then they are going to attack Objective Omega and try to secure this town head-on. While that is going on, the enemy is more than likely going to mobilize all deployed forces to this position, so armor, infantry, you name it. I would highly recommend you prioritize finding and eliminating all enemy armor with whatever assets you have. There will also be 2 major supply lines, which is this road and this road. We can't really see it on the map right now, but so like that, and then this one goes up to that. Where they will be bringing in, throughout the 75 minutes, and even after the 75 minutes, they'll be bringing in stuff along those roads. Some of it will be ammo vehicles and resupply, because you might notice that there are vehicles and camo nets at Objective Omega. If you are able to interdict and destroy those supply vehicles, the assets under the camo nets will keep inert, which means you can save on hitting other targets instead. Otherwise, that should be it. The entire blue area is up for grabs. You can enter the blue area if you want. However, that is incredibly risky, and I highly recommend you scout, because I'm just going to tell you right now, every tree line has something in it on the border. There is no way to sneak in. If you go outside the map like this or this, I will just hit you with a mine at your feet. Haha. Don't cheese me, I'll cheese you. Otherwise, yeah, everything that's still alive in that AO once that attack starts going on, I will be using. So if you miss something, you might still be able to hone in on it. But there's definitely some stuff you should prioritize over others. Just to give you a list of potential enemy assets, we have enemy mortar positions, artillery positions, rocket artillery positions, drone sites, triple R depots, trenches, entrenched vehicles, entrenched HMG and GMG positions, backup and secondary vehicles ready to move in as QRF, AA and AAA position. Actually, I think I only have AAA for this one, just because I wanted it to be a little easier, because I thought, you know, some random guy in a tree line shooting a Shaheed down with a missile might be a little tougher to track. So, just AAA, in multiple forms. And there's also a command position or two, and it has the Gaz radio, which is the big Gaz truck with the little radio antenna sticking out of that. If you hit that, it'll slow down the amount of supplies that send in, but again, you got to find that.
Nice.
Otherwise, that is all I have. Do you have any questions?
Yes. Do we anticipate the Ukrainians to use any infiltration teams to try and find us? Or
they might start honing in on you if you stick in one position for a while, because I did say there were enemy drone teams, and they're going to be doing exactly what you're doing. So if they find you, and you start hearing artillery landing by you, probably a good time to move.
Yeah.
But will actual Blue 4 assaults go into Op 4 territory during these 75 minutes? No.
So if we stay in the red zone, then it's just dodging counter battery.
Pretty much.
Awesome.
However, if you, like, waste your Shaheeds and you find other priority targets, and you're having trouble getting your 40 millimeters in, then you might want to risk it. Up to you. It's one life, though, so if you die, just come watch stream. Additional thing I'll say to the 40 millimeters, the Gazes are set as triple R vehicles with the exception of fuel. That's what the batteries are for. So if you need to rearm one, you just interact with the car. If you need to repair the drone, you interact with the drone. The Vics are also set as medical, so anyone can pack in, as long as they have a personal aid kit, which only the medic spawns with anyway, I think. If I forgot that, then I guess there's no packs. That should be it.
The mech platoons come in after 75 minutes, right?
Yes, so you'll start seeing them come onto the map at like the 60-minute mark. They'll stay on the marked position, and then they'll go in. Drunk Firebear, thanks for the 40-minute resub. 40-month resub. God. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Any other questions? Okay, cool.
Send in goat team 6.
All right, 75 minutes. We're at the 12:48 mark.
Another month down and only 8
so that's gonna
to
be
go
at
till
the
that goal.
2-hour.
Gonna be riding this out till the end, man.
2-minute mark. Cool. Killing Al, the 92-month resub, and it's been what, 6 months where I've been saying your name properly? Thanks, man. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Alright. That was a fat finger. Alright, command's on 5-0. Yeah, right, you resub every minute. Nah, I completely fat-minded that, but Killian, hope you keep enjoying everything, buddy. Did I leave my debug vehicles in the line over there? I'm gonna laugh if I did. No, I didn't. All right, cool. So, how are you all doing? Wee Woo here. I'm literally just... I really wanted to do a drone op during the main campaign. Oh. That's cute. One second. Server looks fine. Trying to figure out why the TeamSpeak just went jank. Check 5-0. Ha! Awesome. Great. My computer decided to have a little brain fart there. Short range is only, yeah, alright. That was weird. And as you can see, we have a lot of marked stuff around. I need to start doing patrols, and I'll start doing some other stuff. We're going to be using Chinar's ground forces.
I have done this.
A-firm. Just to facilitate here. That was weird. How's everyone's day going otherwise? We'll keep them on that position. I want to make like a platoon of infantry patrolling around this position. And then I've got some vehicle patrols I want to set up as well.
Okay, test. Good check, hello.
Oh god, drunk, you gave one to Zam. No! Just kidding. Hope you all keep enjoying the ops. Hope you get a nice kick out of this. But yeah, I'm basically setting up all my patrols at the moment because it takes me... It's so much easier to set them up in Zeus rather than Eden. And it doesn't take that much time. I just have to
Okay, are all team leaders gonna meet up to discuss
properly set everything. They're gonna have a brief first, so that gives me
right
time.
Here. Brownie does not exist yet.
Hopefully Brownie's team sets up a 2IC so they can go and deal with that. Yeah, I want an outer patrol over here. He's coming in now, which is good. But yeah, literally everything around here, I mean, this is all just random stuff. And then I can have vehicle patrols as well. Is that a message?
One of my men has brought to my attention that the Iglas are missileless.
What? No missiles?
Yeah, the one I'm holding right now actually also doesn't have a missile.
That's amazing. I love this game. I love this game. Hold on. What? What? It should auto-load a missile in it when you put it in a... Whatever. Alright, thank you, Arma 3. Really cool. Oh. Great.
Out separately, you know, there's no reason that
I crashed trying to add them. That's amazing. What a shitty start for today. First TeamSpeak acts up, and then when I try to put the missiles back in...
with no bugs, only features.
Oh. Axel, you're absolutely right, though. Only features, right? My god. Hope you all keep enjoying the operation, especially you, Axel. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Thanks for the 35 months for your sub.
Send in
Yes!
6.
Moxie's back in sub jail. Drunk, I appreciate that one, buddy. That one I do appreciate. Thank you. Alright, let me tab my stock image up so I can get on the server without showing anything. Cool. Why are we here? Just to suffer? Continue stealing the missiles out of launchers. Tactic Heal, what's up with you, buddy? I am making sure to get all of the car batteries that I can and throw them in the ocean in DayZ just for you, okay? I completely agree that our #1 focus in recycling right now should be to help save the electric eels. Why? Because I love eel sushi. Alright, just making sure we're good on T-FAR. That crashes me again when I try to access that damn box's inventory. Okay, there was a lag spike right there, and I, not gonna lie, I panicked there for a second. I'm like, no, 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 no. Why do these ones also not have missiles? What the fuck? Okay, 9K. Alright, you. Jesse, you have a... Check if these work. Look, take a missile out. And load it. Does it load in your launcher? Okay, yeah, awesome. Fuck this game. Alright, there's a cargo crate with missiles in it. I guess we're gonna have to do this the hard way, even though I thought Iglas came with the missile, like, preloaded, like, disposable, but... whatever. Whatever. AT missile go burr. 15, 15, 15, 90, 90, accuracy kept on 50. I mean, other than that silliness, at least the frame count's good. There goes Brownie's connection again. I think the Internet of Things right now is having a bit of a panic attack because we delayed the stream by 5 minutes because all of the Australian players randomly got disconnected. Did something start? Because they're flying the drone super low. Yeah, that's a bit of a mistake. Yeah. It's already making a coax vehicle fire at it. That's, yep. Gotta be careful with that one, boys. They divided up the map, which is quite nice. I'm gonna keep making some patrols here on the front line.
Czekam na rozkaz. Odpracuję. Jdem na věc. Přesun na pozici. Odpracuję. Jdem na věc. Podle rozkazu.
Put those guys back to neutral. Alright. Yeah, it's, well, I mean, the Australians were saying it was actually the emus, diving into the ocean to eat the cables, which, you know, for those of you that have been with me for a while, you know just what those emus are capable of, man. I wouldn't put it past them. Yeah, so they're marking that as infantry enemy. Yeah, the place they're taking in Blue 4 territory, fun fact, has Blue 4 infantry in it. Who would have thought? Oh, I do have missiles. You guys on net?
On net, yep.
Alright, quick correction. I did put a few Igla chairs in the AO, so sorry. I forgot about those.
Igla chairs, copy.
Because I told them it was only AAA instead of AA. Difference is anti-air versus anti-air artillery. Artillery is basically like, you know, 23mm bullets fired compared to regular anti-air, which is missiles. So like the ZU-23 here is AAA. And then those 9K 38 chairs, the Igla chairs are AA. Brain fart, I'm sorry. I am very slow this morning.
Check out.
Put a few squads of infantry back here. Basically to hold in reserve. This town is super laggy, but that's also because it has a shit ton of stuff in it. When they actually start killing things, then it'll... in theory, it should be better. I should still have a few trucks around. Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Punche.
That I need to set the patrols for.
Przesuń na pozycję. Przesuń na pozycję. Podle rozkazu.
Brownie's internet is just not stable. It's funny, we had Andruza come back to play Arma Ops. And Andruza used to be the one that was always losing connection, but he's gotten like 50, he's gotten internet back, you know? So it's like, now instead of running like less than a megabyte a second, he's at 50. So he's got a much more stable connection. But now Brownie's kind of taken that role. Alright, so I want that patrolling there. I want one more vehicle like right here patrolling the back line. What the hell keeps crashing me? Because that's consistent, random. I'm trying to rack my brain on this one. What happened with the first crash? There was no audio cues from RHS because the main culprit for these types of crashes is audio. What scares me about this is the hot fixing that was done today through Ace and CBA, and if it's now inducing a new crash, I'm screwed. If it's Zeus related, because oh no, that's not good. Because it just randomly occurs. Well, I mean, for this one, it was just a car. I've never had the car noise crash me. I've had it from the truck, and I've had it from tanks, but never a car. Maybe once a car, because, you know, it's hard to say never when you do this for so long. But that doesn't explain the first crash. Who's back on that? Here, let me just verify. Like, it shouldn't be from the amount of AI down. He's gonna need to be respawned because I was making his route while I crashed. Sometimes that causes them to get stuck before they finish waypoints. And I want to keep them off of the MSR if I can. But we'll see if we crash a third time, because that, I mean, that's not a good sign. Because we run a lot of stuff on this map, so we know it's not the map. We run these assets a million times with another campaign we done, so it's not the assets. So it's like, what happened? Alright. A bunch of bodies back here. That's not a good sign. I'm actually concerned. So that's the second time it crashed in the drone pile. Huh. Since you picked the worst time to jump in, dude. We have a new bug that's just killing my Zeus interface every few minutes. after some hot fixes from some core mods that every community uses. Ah, broski. I think it has something to do with the maximum amount of items on the server, because it seems to not really... It still doesn't explain the second crash. Those sharks don't like me. The sharks wouldn't be killing my internet, though. Right? In theory? Here, just in case, I'm gonna pull up another thing here to watch my interface. I mean, they don't like Brownie either. I'm just gonna put over here, I think it's a rendering issue of assets, personally. Alright, I don't know what keeps crashing me. That's the second time where I've pulled my camera over to you guys, it crashes, so maybe just the sheer amount of drones is causing issues, so play on. Everything should be ready for you guys anyway.
Roger.
It's the sharks.
It's the shark. Now everyone is obsessed because I made that damn shark joke about the sea cables. Server performance is fine though on the logs. My own computer's performance is fine as well on the server. I'm not seeing any weird spikes. Ah, yeah, Zam, right, of course. Reinstall every Arma mod ever. Yeah, that'll fix it, right? But yeah, I mean, thankfully with how optimized Arma is these days, we can just immediately bump back in. It's just a slight nuisance. Ever so slight. Oh, man. And righto, Abadots, Abtots. Why did I put a D in there? Because I'm thinking Abados from frickin' Stargate. Welcome, buddy. Thank you for dropping by. Hope you enjoy the content. Ab was doing some Antistasi last night. He's new to Arma, or newer to Arma, I should say. So I dropped in and said hello. Why is there a massive runway? Is this just a power line? No. Why is there a massive runway marker on the map? What happened to this map while I was gone? We're not using Host Havoc right now. I'm using X-Wing Ian's server. We were using the Havoc server for the Antistasi stuff, and when we open up another Antistasi campaign, I'll go back to the Host Havoc server, because that allowed me to have a server that preset all the server settings. But man, there could be a plethora of issues. But anyway, let's start reinforcing with a bunch of fun stuff. No. Okay, never mind. There was a lag spike there, and then something just flashed up on my freaking monitoring of my computer. I'm like, okay, maybe Arma is having a spaz fit. Jesus. I'm like, crap. So it is Arma being weird, but no, we're good, we're good. I'm going to exclusively try to use wheeled vehicles as well for some of this because it makes it easier. But yeah, every few minutes I'll send something on the supply route just to reinforce this front line here. They did already lose a drone. They lost a second drone. Because my Shilkas are here. Yeah, so these are going to have to be hit with AT drones, Crocuses specifically. But they're going to have to get close to hit them. But this is the only position where I have a radar-dished Shilkas, because I thought putting them deeper would be a bit too difficult, because then they'd have to engage them with Shaheeds. And these will shoot them down pretty easily. Road work ahead, I sure hope it does. Yeah, I hope my computer works too. Ay, ay, ay. And then some of our conceal... I am getting lag spikes in this town, but this is also a pretty large town. And it's at the center of the map, so, you know, double whammy. I do have some leopards in town, though, so... if Triple R does get up here, like, I'll first repair that vehicle, and if it's still not intercepted, then I'll get those two repaired. We have a mortar position in here as well. I've got some Overwatch GMGs. I have a bunch of Crow Strikers in here. Basically enough to annihilate those BMPs. Why did you flip over? That is worse. You somehow... What? Stand up straight, please. You're killing me, Smalls. Come on, just stay in there. Cool. And then, you know, some bunkers to allow them to hit stuff. Got some short-range AA as well. Got some tow vehicles in here as well. A lot of good choices. I'm gonna debug copy you. But yeah, also as the drone team start engaging and eliminating stuff, it'll make things a little bit easier. Alright, so they mark the Igla chairs there. We do have artillery there, so they gotta take the Iglas out and then they can hit that with a Shaheed. We do have a howitzer over here, kind of on its own. We have another D30 piece there. Yeah, most of these grid squares aren't empty, which I kind of appreciate. It's just a massive scavenger hunt. If they do well, then, you know, Allied forces will win. If they don't, then, well, c'est la vie. How are those BTRs driving up? All right, they're about halfway. I do also have some hidden tanks and everything, but as the attack begins, then you'll start seeing all this stuff, except for the guys in the trenches and whatnot. They'll start moving to that area, and if they're intercepted, then cool. If not, well, players lose. But this is just one of those experimental op concepts I have of, you know, this might be cool, this might not be. We'll see. But yeah, I have a feeling whatever is causing me to constantly crash, Brownie is kind of my canary here. So with him constantly crashing, I think that's causing the issue. You know, like, whatever, how do I word that? Whatever is causing me to crash on occasion, Brownie is experiencing that much harsher. So I think it's some sort of memory leak issue somehow, somewhere. And it's intensified on my side because I'm in the Zeus interface and I render a lot more compared to the players, which are limited on that one spot. So that would be my guess. Yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said, like, almost every tree line I have something on. And I think I have one gap here. But this tank should, in theory, be watching it, so... Good stuff. There is a lot of downtime for this mission file, though, not gonna lie. I guess this is also one of those little anthill experiments, just to see what the player base does in a unique situation. I've always appreciated that as a Zeus, because I get to see, you know, under these unique criteria, it's almost like a science experiment. What does someone do? Oh yeah, I did say I'd probably put some Op4 forces around. I just want to make sure I don't go near the drones, because I think that's what's causing an issue. But we'll see if this is just an eventual, you know, out-of-memory thing, or if, you know, if it's something specific to certain areas.
Готов. Все ясно. Вас понял. Уже в пути. Жду. Уже в пути. Понял вас.
So how's everyone's day? This will be one of 3 streams today. We have a Zeus op, then we'll be covering OFCRA, which it will be. If you are non-European, it will be an hour late because of, you know, the difference in time between daylight savings. I just realized that today. So I'm just like, oh yeah, that. So that'll be instead of 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Technically, they start at 4:30 then instead of 3:30. So we got that to worry about. And then tonight we'll be doing POG. I need to potentially add... I think they also want to buy Maz's last minute, so I gotta go change that on the mission file. They added a few 454s, though, which are those, the US version, or I guess Blue Force version of the MiG-17? Those little fishhook jets, but they've got some fun loadouts. They also asked for, You're not going to believe me when I say this. They asked for cluster bombs. They're French? Fair. I mean, yeah, because they're like Mystique or something. And yeah, so Mac is actually the one that asked for this. What concerns me about asking for cluster bombs is if you hit a position and it creates a bunch of UXOs, what are you doing after that? You know, that's what worries me a little bit. So I added some stuff in their on their paperwork to basically add some defusal kits and whatnot, but I'm so worried that 2 cluster bombs are gonna like pound the hell out of, you know, a platoon of infantry, and then the player base is gonna walk through it and kill themselves. Well, now that we have the 64-bit executable, we have the profiling build, I don't think the server's gonna run out of memory when we get, like, you know, drop cluster bombs on it. We aren't bombing critical positions with them. That will be a skill issue. All right, fair enough. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of agree with MacMarine on that one, but it's up to the player base to actually carry out the strikes properly and then not run into their own mines, you know?
Be advised, my operators are finding mortar positions and camo nets that they didn't see before, so perhaps the enemy is setting up additional defenses now.
I haven't set up anything new yet.
Or they missed it.
But that's okay. That is not what I wanted. Thank you, game. Really cool. Let's try that again. Where's a good place to put a tow launcher? Right there. And then if we go to our northern route, right over here. Yeah, every so often I'm going to be adding new assets and then, you know, keep my camera on there. But this is going to... Oh! Nope. Fuck me. I don't know what that is, man. Like, genuinely... That's weird. Like, I think... You know what this reminds me of? Back in 2017, or it might have been 2018, when Apex came out, the amount of crashes I'm facing right now really does remind me of the Apex DLC. With the memory leaks. Except, like, the rate of when we would encounter them as a Zeus. I'm gonna have to turn on logging to see... Yeah, alright. I'm gonna remove no logs from my command line there. So if it crashes again, then it'll start logging. That is so weird. But yeah, it's not that issue. It's not a computer issue. It's literally just the interface dying on me. I mean, thankfully it's happening on this map, where, you know, there's not a lot to really track. This is kind of just a casual thing, but, I mean, that's weird. But leave it to me to find more limitations on this game's engine after they've already updated so much. Look at DMs. I assume you were tracking the crashes while, like, through the server. Ian, is it spamming the road error? Because I know what the road error is. It's actually quite simple. It's whatever the hell this shit is. And we have dead AI up here. What? So basically when I go and render these MSRs, it's causing a memory leak. That is the weirdest fucking thing. They somehow memory leaked the roads on this map. did you create a memory leak from a road? More importantly, how am I supposed to spawn my QRF if I can't render the road? Our Arma 3 is, So, I'm gonna be crashing a lot today, boys. Every time I render the roads on the MSR for, spawning stuff to bring it into the AO, there's a server-side error where it, doesn't let me render the road, so I mem-leak out and insta-crash. Arma 3 is a perfectly wonderful game with 0 bugs, alright? It's an early warning system, so you know to check the MSRs if I crash.
Alright, understood. So the road that you used to look at every week, you know, now it doesn't. It's Eldritch, understood.
Yeah, because we used to run this map every week for like, what, 8 weeks? 10 weeks?
Yeah.
And we never had this issue?
Nope.
And then all of a sudden... It's okay, it's a feature for this operation.
It's just signals intelligence, I got it.
It's the brand new Russian warning system.
I'm sorry. Oh. Well, so I'm getting status access violations, which means my client is having a memory leak. It's not the server, but I'll see it on the log file. It's gonna give I'm willing to bet like 99% it's gonna be memory dump or something, but I'll look at it in the RPT when I not when I crash this time, but next time, because that's when I wrote it down. Either way, they don't have a lot of time left. They need to actually start moving into an area and deploying stuff and blowing stuff, because we don't have a lot of time. They're already, what, yeah, like 35 minutes in the AO. I find that so funny. I mean, I guess that also means I can, like, spawn tanks nearby, but I told them, hey, you know, I'll be using the MSRs, but even so, what the fuck? What did you do? How did you Okay, so we have a knocked over tree here. We got multiple knocked over trees over here. So you're telling me you somehow... What? How did you get in there? What the fuck? What did you do? What the fuck did you do? Why are you stuck? Arma 3 is a perfectly wonderful game with 0 bugs. Are you assholes gonna come back and get that vehicle? Fucking get in there. I don't know how you did it. I don't want to know how you did it. I just want you to fix it. Please. You silly, silly people. Uh-oh. Right. That's gonna make me cause a route here. Arma AI are finicky, so I decided there's a feature where I can, when they deploy the Crocus drones, it sets them to neutral, so they don't get shot at. And I figure they're small enough not to, you know, give that. So it gives the players a little bit of leeway to make those hits, but it's for the IED.
I'm informing you now. Sorry, one of my guys got left behind.
The 40 millimeters, it
goes take the Team 1's car.
That's fine. I didn't need a second car anyways. Thank you.
What do you mean you didn't need a second car? There were only 3 cars. Whose car did you steal?
You're welcome.
What? Whose car did you steal? If there's car, so 3 team... You know what? This op's hurting my brain. as I try to figure out what the heck is going on. Alright, we're going to start launching darters here. We're going to send them out over here because we just had a drone strike. Because now we have an active report of stuff flying around, so I'm gonna fly those up. We'll see how things go.
Oh, so just a quick note. I was thinking we shouldn't attack the town for now, because if we do attack it, like reinforcements might be drawn to the town, so we can kind of save it just before the
I will RC though if it's been a while.
Hold on.
If they're just
sorry.
holding it in front.
Give me a sec. I gotta clear comms. Sorry, Angel. One more time.
Ooh.
I was thinking we
Little
saved
framing.
the two major objectives for right before the AI assault on the town, just in case if we attack.
But yeah, if they're literally just gonna hold it there, then yeah, I'm gonna RC something
I
and
hate
shoot
to
it.
tell you that I struck a position to the southeast already, but not the main objective. I wasn't planning to start hitting Alpha now, though.
I mean, you can assault it if you want.
I'm gonna give him a time check in
That's a fair point.
6 minutes. Yeah, to say it's 30 minutes out, so
I'd like to get rid of the mortar, though. That's the thing.
they need to really start prioritizing targets.
We're gonna adjust our position a little closer because Crocus operation is difficult, and yeah, we're gonna start hitting objective Alpha.
Okay, Roger.
The trick about the Crocus is you gotta find it like a direct angle to your target. So if you're flying up to this, you need to do it at an angle where you have a direct opening. So with your darters, you really need to prioritize where to engage from. There are some really nasty lag spikes going on right now. See those drops to 50? 40 even. Yeah. Vert to Ferk. I think we just have too much stuff on the map at the same time, to be perfectly honest. That would be my guess. Either way, we're going to start trying to hunt for that drone team because the Crocuses came from this direction. We know there's a 3-kilometer range.
Copy that. On the way. Roger.
Which means I'm going to probably find this infantry here and then just start hitting it with a massive amount of artillery for funsies. But I'll give them a radio call in a little bit. Alright, let's see if I crash, because I'm rendering roads. Oh no. Look at me go. It's the northern one that's been crashing me, not this one. So I might just use this one exclusively until it crashes me. And I just go, okay, well, no matter what I do.
Check out.
What I could also do is bullshit spawn. How does one bullshit spawn? It's simple. We put it on the road. Oh, wow, we can angle it from there. And then, yeah, from there I order it. So I don't even have to go onto that position to render it. Excellent. Yeah, I think it's just because we have a massive amount of assets.
Copy that.
Alright. Artillery fire mission. Nope, I need the target first. That's the Ron module. Boom. What's my closest artillery asset? Because I don't want to outright rocket artillery that position, but it would be funny. I think you might be in range. If we do like a 150, let's do a 250 meter spread. Wait, okay, hold up. That was, I almost asked him to do 250 HE rockets might not have been the best call. Oh. I honestly think... I think it just happens. It's literally just an instantaneous memory leak. But we'll know after the next crash, because now I'm setting my computer to keep logs, because usually I don't. Because it's easy to figure out what's causing crashes. Because it's a render thing, but this one, I think it's just an instantaneous memory leak. And that is the weirdest thing. So we'll see if this continues in OFCRA, for example. I might have to repair some stuff, but... I'll just cycle the password out. It's fine. Do it all the time. That's so weird. It's just so weird. Yeah, so, yeah, if the server was memory leaking, Ian, the server would be dying. Or be dead at this point. It's not. It's a client thing. $16 gigabytes is usually okay for most games. As long as it's DDR4 or above, I would say. Client krill issue, yeah. I don't know. I'll ask Brownie what was crashing him, but at the same time, it's just weird, you know? What can I do about it? Back on net.
Welcome back.
Solid copy.
I don't think the artillery shell landed because it was 77 seconds, right? So I think that bitch is still in flight because I don't see a crater. These guys aren't set to combat because they would be if an artillery shell landed nearby. What was the spread? 250? Yeah, so that's like... I think it's still in flight. By the way, all teams, if you can hear me... Angel, can your group hear me?
You can hear you.
Alright, moving a little closer to you. The attack begins in about 30 minutes, guys, so definitely get offensive if you haven't already.
Roger.
45 minutes has already passed. It does not feel like 45 minutes has passed, though. I'm going to be perfectly honest. It only feels like maybe 15 have passed at most, so that's pretty crazy to me. But time kind of flew for this mission. Oh, they're going to try to hit him with the IED drones. I'm not 100% sure that'll work. Yeah, figured that was a miss. Alright, he got hit by something, so I'm just going to have him retreat to the edge of the map. Where's my howitzer? Does he not have a spread anymore? He does not. $250. Wind might also be blowing this off target, but it shouldn't for the AI calculations, at least I think. Yeah, 77 seconds, so we'll check back. No, it's not going to armor itself on the shell casings. At least it shouldn't. I think. In theory.
Copy that.
Bro's just hovering the drone over me. Looks like the other one was able to hit that target, though, so that's good. All right. The question is, am I going to be able to get you to Miner without crashing myself?
Вас понял. Выполняю. On the way.
Start moving a drone around. And then we might eventually find them, quote unquote. Shilka looks like they tried to hit those, but yeah, I don't know. Is he gonna lower it? No, he's keeping on. I was expecting them to be a lot more quick with some of these assaults, but I guess I was wrong on that front. Alright, 2 strikers. Supply Vic still haven't reached those locations yet, that's fine. Put him in reserve right there.
On the way. Roger. Understood.
I'm gonna get inside a building.
Mortars are gonna engage now.
On the way.
Alright. It's gonna be radioed up to say, yeah, there's something over there, blah blah blah.
Solid copy. Copy that. We'll go. Roger. Solid copy.
And now we're gonna start smacking them with some short-range artillery. If I can find my mortar, excellent. Forgot how quiet that one is. Sam is instead staying. He should be going in here. They got that one.
Awaiting orders. Roger.
Oh. I think a Shaheed took off, yep, and it got engaged. Or at least something did. Oh, are they launching at the drone? That's what it sounds like. Huh. It just hit a tree. Oh my god, yeah, that was a tow missile that just tried to hit it. Ah, Horizon, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. Another tow! Jesus Christ. Man's playing runner with the drone. They're just happy. They're like, it's not our concern. There's so many bullets in the air that the tracers are having trouble rendering. All right, they finally got him. I don't know if it was out of ammo or what, but that was a little strange.
Copy. On the way. Copy. We'll go.
That was definitely a little strange. Cost-effective drone, yeah, draining all of that ammo. I think that was another mispaint. I gotta stop doing that because that's probably gonna make the memory leak and I'm suffering from worse. Yep. Alright, I'm thinking in like 10 minutes I'll start spawning some of the other stuff. To start getting the mechanized forces ready.
Roger. Solid copy.
They're so lucky I spawned a pelican instead of a freaking... I'm an idiot. Okay, let's RTB that thing because that's the wrong thing to have.
We'll go.
I thought that was a freaking... Oh, I don't even get those. So I have to... do that. Come on, change color. There we go. Fly that over with another set of darters.
On the way. On the way. Montazera.
Oh, take off, you little shit.
Hamada. Daramio.
Come on. There we go. Take a second to wake up, don't they? Yes, I'll be covering OFCRA today. I don't know if they're going to be rerunning that one Stalker op with fixes or if they're doing something else. They might be doing something else this week, but then they might fix it next time. Hard to say. Alright, he's out of the AO. Trying to see where he might go. He might now lower and then turn around. More missile vehicles.
So let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
They haven't really done any close strikes yet on that area, so I don't really have any means to hit them yet. We got more IED drones coming around. Not IED, but 40mm grenade droppers. If we keep catching them in this area, I might just rocket strike that. Just to go, alright, F it. We ballin'. Hi, Yanks. How you doing? I assume from that language you're British. Yeah, so they had a Shaheed hit the RD site here and take out that howitzer. Alright. I don't know. I appreciate the progress they're making. I'm just not 100% sure they're going to have enough. You know? And that's what concerns me. Alright, by now that would have been triple R'd. So I'm gonna now order these vehicles by these vehicles and then bring this vehicle out to hold the front line.
On the way. On the way.
I'm going to kill Lolo. Lolo, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna move.
You're still in the previous spot. Lolo, run. Oh, something launching here. I see his blood. I just saw him there. Yep. I have you now. Damn. Gotta lead the target. Alright, he's out of ammo. But yeah, Lolo, he stayed in the same area that I already identified, and I smacked him for it. Alright, they found a triple R position over there. Looks like they're trying to get vehicles on point there. We'll see, they might be able to go and save Lolo here.
Understood.
But I'm gonna start walking artillery in because I still have a spotter vehicle. I think that was a misping. Alright. Where's my mortar? And we already have that area pre-ranged. Nah, Lolo died. It's unfortunate, but... Yeah, so the other team's now gonna check and going like, what happened? But they might be out of radio range because they're literally on opposites of the map here. What concerns me is there's two teams up here doing drone stuff when the main concern should be here, so I'm not sure why there isn't a second team right here to do that, you know?
On the way. Roger that.
Have that darter try to follow because they left through the open. Alright, it's time to make some juicy targets. How do we make juicy targets? I'll show you. A platoon should be 4 tanks, not 3, but I guess that also is dependent on the country.
Idem na więc. Przesuń na pozycję.
Try not to render the roads, because the roads don't like me.
Odwrócił. Idem na więc.
We have a BTR over there, that's kind of weird.
Odwrócił. Idem na więc.
Alright, now I need 4 BMP-2s here. And I'll have an 80 Alpha with them too, why not?
Жду приказов.
Command it with a BMP.
Ожидаю указаний. Готов.
And 2 BMD-2, so it's up armored.
Все ясно.
And then the infantry I'll just spawn in and deploy them manually. Because it can be a pain to make all of those work.
Вас понял.
I also gotta watch them to make sure they don't get like stuck in any trees or whatnot, but we're gonna start setting up for that assault. Yeah, he might not render that, but let's see. Helicopters.
Готов.
We'll have a pair of CAS also come in to assist. Not sure if I'll do any
Готов.
other air assets. Possibly a jet, but at the same time, nah. I don't know if the player base has really done enough here. That's my concern. Because the cars can constantly be driving around, and then the operators can be, you know, also doing drone stuff at the same time. I was expecting more stuff to get hit. But, I mean, the player base, I think, just took a bit more of a passive response with this. And now they're working on that. But, I mean, has much really gotten done here? Like, they marked that triple R location. I just see dead drones. I don't see any dead vehicles, you know? So, yeah, I would definitely want to do a style of this operation again. I just got to figure out on what part. My brain just pictured a yellow chain right there twice. I'm my connection. Just freaking out over him. There was a 1117 marker right there earlier, but it's gone now. And there's the crash. I can't win. Just something with this map now is not liking me. It's weird.
Yeah.
So we'll put Cryena on the do not touch list for a while. Oh well. I don't think they told Lolo to move, or Lolo didn't hear the order, because there's no reason for him to have stayed there. I'm wondering if he's coming into chat. Because I just want to ask, like, why, like, what happened there, you know, in the breakdown of communication. Now that's an admin password. Super fast. They have it on paper as 3 because it increases the amount of platoons they have on paper. Fair. Makes sense. That means with 12 vehicles, you have 4 platoons instead of 3. Alright, that was crash number 5. At least I can see now what's causing those crashes, but I'm pretty sure it's some sort of memory leak, because I'm also seeing people occasionally lose connection as well. Daz, I think, crashed. Ethan just lost connection. So I think it's starting to hit everyone now. After a certain amount of time, I'm just more susceptible to it as the Zeus. Now we got Shaheeds going in. Alright, so I just accepted it, so we're just gonna go forward. We got some drones out here that are out of
Angel,
fuel.
it's Minor, just checking on you. How are you?
We're doing good. I saw that Lolo died from this one.
Lolo was an ambitious man. He stayed at a place way too long,
Yes.
even after I moved the rest of the team.
Yep. Okay, so at least they understand why the death happened. What I'm really worried about is the BM-21s aren't intercepted, and I'm going to use them. I am going to use them.
We're gonna start hitting targets in Omega. We moved to Farm 30 for now. Or Farm 23, sorry.
Alright, bringing Daz up. Yeah, they still have a good amount of drones. They're just not being as aggressive with them as I would have liked to see them. Did that tank convoy get intercepted at all? No. It got stuck on a trench, though. No, no, no. When I move you from the trench, that doesn't mean drive back on the trench. Okay. Okay. Great. Yeah. Awesome.
So if I'm stuck inside of a drone, do I just soft log, or is there a button to press to get out of this?
I don't know.
I don't know either. You might have to soft log them. I love how all the dead drone AIs, though, end up on the top right of the map now. That was... Yeah, I don't know. By the way, the attack will begin in about 5 minutes.
Roger.
Yeah, one platoon's ready. The other one I'm checking on to make sure they didn't get stuck on trees.
We should probably get somewhere where we can use our entrance.
I'm going to start removing a few dead things from the map just to keep things wrapped up here. Shilkas are going to shoot down my helicopters, though, which is unfortunate, but... Oh, well, that was meant to be like a short-range Crocus target from right here. Once again, an IED drone is braving the, Whoop! Yeah, so coming at it from the front, I mean, that's where all the guns are facing, so you probably don't want to do that. You want to fly those around on the rear, drop your payload on a critical patrol position, or, you know, on the rooftops here, and then call it a day. Ah, yes, the bug where when you take turret AI and put them in Eden, they appear naked. I've never understood that one. Yeah, so I guess hindsight will be, for the next one, make a smaller AO, because they only engaged, I want to say, like 10% of what I thought they would. And then we go from there. Are you guys stuck? Nope, you're still moving. Cool. And the tanks here are still moving. Cool. Alright, we're still waiting for that vehicle group to get here, and then once they're set, we will send them forward, and hopefully they won't get stuck. But you never know. So was that an AT? Oh, okay, so let's see what they hit. There's a striker exposed right there. I hope they're not wasting the AT on AP targets, though. That would be unfortunate.
Hope I don't get stuck on a drone this time.
You had one job. You had one job. I could not have made that more easy. There's nothing... Okay. My brain hurts. No, it's not damage. You have to hit the drone. You have to hit the vehicle with it. Oh, never mind. They slightly damage the headlights. A great success. Anyway, freaking boring. Ah. Well worth the $10, right? Yeah. Yep. Not gonna lie, that one got me good. Alright, I'm gonna send the scouting vehicle over. Autocannons can rip apart the infantry and the lighter vehicles. It's all the tow vehicles and the IFVs I'm really worried about. Because they've done a great job marking stuff, but they need to strike it. So we've got more vehicles coming out. I'm sorry that made me laugh, but it's like, damn. And then we got 2 drone teams up here doing God knows what. Like, I don't see any dead units around here, so I really am struggling to see, like, what they're doing. Alright, they decrewed that BMP. Cool. I'm just gonna retreat them. But it's like from there, you know, what are they doing?
Hey, Miner, do you want to just do this? We'll come from the north down to where you're at farm number 23? And we'll just start attacking the town, and when the reinforcements come in, we can just destroy them as they come in.
If you want to rally on farm 23, I'm good with it.
So I think they're just
so
positioning themselves without doing any softening, so that's what
somewhere separate
scares me with the BM21s.
Yeah, no, okay,
It's okay. I think this was just the team leads have a different perspective of how I told this op. Because there's still a good chunk of support assets left that are going to cause issues for the assaulting AI, so... That BMP is just constantly pushing the other one forward. Then that BTR is getting into position. All right, I'm a Zeus. I can cheat. Here, hold on. It's okay. That one figured out how to use the road. Be advised, attack should be starting in any minute. Again, they're going to objective Alpha first, then they are going to try to hit Omega.
Acknowledged.
Yeah, so I think they hit a bunch of stuff with UXOs there, which is good. Tanks are going to be fully crewed, though. So those are ready to go. There's going to be a lot of defensive armor here. Is the Weasel on the southern side still active? Yes, it is. Okay. And the Weasel there is also still active. That's unfortunate. Well, let's see how this goes. Ah, yes, the desync drone. I think players are just having trouble rendering the middle of the map, to be perfectly honest. I think that's where the issues are coming from. It's still dropping rounds, though. It's just stuck there. It's weird. Alright, so that vehicle is also taken out. That's good. There's the explosions now. So I think that was the pilot's connection just freaking the heck out. More Shaheeds taking off. Air I'll have mobilized in a bit. So that weasel got disabled. We have another weasel right there. Alright, let's see how this goes. It's either going to go really, really well or really, really poorly. BTR 80 Alpha there is getting engaged. It's firing back. A little bit of damage was done. Nope, short range AT just took out that vehicle. Unfortunate. Oh yeah, the ghost BMP. Let's bring that back. Shaheed now flying overhead. That got cooked off. So is that one going against the...
Hey, so
yep.
what's your status on the location? The BMPs are beginning their attack.
Shaheeds would have... I already told them that in the brief. They should have been focused on the rear stuff here, and then the Crocus AT drones focus on the vehicles, but that's up to them.
Roger. Just set up yourself to be on
Because this town
Omega,
is within 3 kilometers of that
The
position.
northern attack at least kind of trounced what the Ukrainians had, so I think Omega is going to be the focal point. Well, it definitely is going to be the focal point.
Go. I think that was a lag spike of me spawning a bunch of stuff. Something in here is causing some pretty serious frame drops, and I have no idea what. It's the detonation effects, the particles. That's weird. I have a few theories, because I've seen this before. We'll just have to see how it goes from there, though. They've fully taken out that triple R position. There goes the BMP-3.
Hi, Command. Do we have any friendly helicopters in the air?
At this time, there are some friendly helicopters assisting with the assault. Over.
Confirmed.
The other BMPs are finally arriving. RPG's still engaging. Tank QRF is starting to show up. I'm gonna start pulling immediate QRF from various areas here. Just kind of throwing him in. Do I still have that other artillery fire position? Cool. Yeah, that one would be reported first. Yeah, chopper's getting shot down because the AAA and the... actually, it sounds like AA was left alive. Start doing some artillery barrages here with another naked dude. I see. So he watches and he crams his face into the artillery and makes it work. All right, cool. Good enough. All right, I'm just going to set him to 7. That way we can continue to watch what happens here. Dodging the IFVs well enough. And there goes the MI-8. So all air support's now down. Vehicles are now driving back in to try to assist. More Shaheeds are taking off. But we have the QRF tanks slowly coming in as well. Artillery is now coming in. Yeah, so no one spotted these tanks coming in either, so that's gonna probably quickly find and eliminate these groups here. That battery again, fire 7 rounds around that area. Technically danger close, but we'll see. Maybe they'll get lucky, maybe they won't. I'm curious here. Let me look at settings real quick. Because this could be an Ace thing. Ace might have changed something. Something might have come on. And that's why the particles are going nuts. Because there was a quote-unquote hot fix today.
Hey, Marty, you still good at Farm 23?
Currently still operating out of the Farm A firm.
Alright, we're just gonna join you there.
Sounds good.
If we get blown, we get blown together.
Giggity.
Okay. There's a fucking mortar that I have struggled to get out of Omega for a little while.
Oh, he keeps trying to hit that one mortar position. That's cute. I'm just going to spawn him by. Have him run in. I'm also wondering if it's an AI pathing issue causing those spikes. Could be anything. So Shaheeds just took out those vehicles, but now we got the tanks coming around. I'm going to delete this massive group of AI markers up there. Like, I'm trying to figure out where things are. That just got hit by some sort of missile. They got hit, so I'm going to pull them back. Thought there was a 3-man patrol. Yeah, I'm going to order them back as well. That car also got stuck, so I'll remove them from play. The Leopard's in here. Oh, okay, the AA launchers got taken out. That's good. But yeah, it's so weird seeing this much lag. Like, this is not a normal amount of lag you would see. Oh, they blew up one of the mortars, nice, but that wasn't even the main one I was using. I was trying to purge what I can, but based off of everything I see, this feels like a particles issue. I love how they're naked. Oh, these tanks. It's the tanks that are gonna seal Op4's fate here. Again, next time I run a mission like this, it has to be smaller AO, less amount of things to hit, and then I need to do a map switch because this one is just messy. But yeah, I've got all this supporting stuff coming around now. I got these other 2 tanks I can commit. Can't tell if his turret's up or not. We're hearing tow launches now, but I think that one hit a fence instead of hitting that vehicle. Another miss. Waiting to see if the tanks will respond in kind. Got detonated back there. Ooh. So they're trying to use the 40mm drones on the tanks, but that's not... Those aren't going to be effective. They have to use the AT drones. He's about to blow me away. Yep. Bro didn't use the missile launcher. I'm out of missiles. Or rockets for him. Still got the hit. Oh, man. And then after that attack completely falls, I'm going to start launching drone teams over and locating their drone teams because this is where my focus is right now. Gotta give them credit, they intercepted the other Leopard. But yeah, majority of the stuff here I think has been officially cleaned up. Yep. There's one infantry guy. Here, we can surrender them at this point. Alright, now we're gonna wait a few minutes and then start deploying drones up here to try to figure out, okay, where's the, where are they? We didn't even use our BM-21, so we can use the BM-21s on the drone teams instead. But, ouch.
of them. That's nice.
You feel like you got any of them?
I hit in between 3 of them, so...
You probably tracked them.
That thing was wobbling.
So I think they're talking about these. Yeah, they're doing a bit of damage to the turrets with them, but it's not doing much. I don't know what caused that to cook off, though. But either way. The coax is assisting. That's cute. All right. Drones are coming from the north. Boys. Let's go have a look. They could be over here. I mean, I might artillery myself at that point. Or they might be over there, and then we'll slowly go down to the farm. I'm gonna hide in this building. Because here, I'll give you a little hint of what we're going to do to the players. It's not good. It's not good. Where was Daz?
Yeah, they're by the road. You can see them because they're all in like a fucking pile.
I have a fun idea. What if we set up for a counterattack? That is exactly what I'm going to do. Now, will the infantry stage in time? Probably not. But I think it would be really interesting if we started posturing for a counterattack, because the drones we know are coming from like the north-ish area. There's also some Shaheeds coming from afar. But the Crocus ones, those are the ones where you know they're within a few kilometers at least. So these forces, we're going to start pulling out of the AO here because they're just taking drones and we don't want to waste assets.
We're just free reign on the drones right now. You can strike anything you see that's enemy. I should be with a fucking Shaheed. If it ain't, then there's something wrong with these.
Shaheeds I have seen insta-kill everything, so that's been good. That sounds like another Crocus. Now it's just a wait-and-see game. Big ouch. Yeah, it's a mix of the map and particle effects because my frames are tanking every time there's an explosion of some sort. So I need to look over the ACE settings just to make sure nothing got reverted to defaults, because there's some ACE settings where if you don't take them off of default, it can cause issues like that. Normally I try to fix that, but they literally updated the mods like an hour before the op, so I didn't have the time to look over it.
It got to the ground and would have fucking just chased it. Jesus Christ.
Well, they got it. So hypothetically, yeah, they're in range. I just have to say headphone warning, wait for that button to turn white. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, Ian, it didn't work, so I don't know. I'm just gonna stick with the regular difficulty then. I don't know why on your server custom difficulty doesn't work, even if I hard code it in 3D Enhanced. It really is an enigma to me. Yeah, and then we'll do a cycle piece over there, so... That Shahid got shot down before it could make it.
Copy that. Copy. On the way. On the way.
Sounds like an extended set.
Kan jag täcka på dem först? Brownie.
Yeah, go get it from Brownie.
Headphone warning. Headphone warning. Headphone warning. Headphone warning. Headphone warning. Headphone warning.
Angel, I'm going to Alpha.
Did I mention headphone
Yeah,
warning, by the
same.
way? Headphone warning. Headphone. Headphone. Headphone warning. Headphone. Do 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 do. Oh, they're leaving. Darn. Oh, well, here comes the rocket artillery anyway.
Those are some big guns right there.
Oh, we almost had them. Are they driving in to assault my AO?
Hey, Angel, you survived that, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll see you somewhere at Alpha.
Hey guys, let's turn around. They're assaulting me. For some interesting reason. Okay, alright, yeah. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. Yeah. Alright. Good luck. Good luck. Yeah. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. Let's see what happens when you poke the hornet's nest. If these toes even have any ammo, because they might have used them all on the drones.
Hey, yeah, man, Alpha is most definitely not taken by Russian forces, because there are enemy tanks and enemy infantry still holding it.
Yes. Yes.
Miner, you alive?
Yeah, I'm on the southern side.
They don't
of
even
Alpha,
know
and I
that their
didn't run
attack
into shit.
completely
Where are you?
failed. They...
The northwestern, or northeastern, sorry.
Okay.
There's a tank in the field and there's still infantry in the trenches.
Okay. I got something for them.
Angel just blew up, I think.
Oh, he missed. Owie. Yeah. Big owie. Everything's coming up to say hello to you. And you. Are they using their short-range RPGs to blow up everything that comes up that road? That's actually kind of funny. Like, I'll give that to them. At least they're making what they can happen with the limited amount of stuff they got. Oh. Oh, no. There's a lot of oh no. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't think they realized the attack entirely failed and everything got blown up, but you know, they've now stolen the tow and they're using it. That's amazing. Drive away! Trying to see who's friendly and who's enemy here without using the Zeus bias. Pretty sure they're dead. Ooh.
I'm good.
Alright, I think we've confirmed it. They shot. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no, they're hostile. Ooh. I think that's everyone. Alright. Alright. Wrap it up and debrief. Lore accurate. I wouldn't say that with what happened in Kursk, but yes, Arma 3 is on sale right now. Alright, so I don't think anyone realized the attack on Objective Alpha failed, and then you drove into Alpha, and then everything that left as QRF came back and to finish you off.
My squad leader told us that it was a success.
But I'd love to try that style of op again, just on a different map, because there was something weird going on between that and the Ace update. Nonetheless, hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed the concept. Feel free to give me some Zeus feedback on it in the channel. But yeah, I found it enjoyable to watch you guys find which targets to hit and then start hitting them. We got a good chunk of the long-range artillery out. There were 2 BM-21s, though, in the back line that I then tried to use against you once the attack failed and I identified your position, but you guys were driving out. I think you noticed the drones, or the AI noticed the drones, and that spooked y'all. But yeah, again, hope you had fun. It's nice to do support assets. All right,
I enjoyed it.
We'll be back for OFCRA later.
A little slow, obviously, at the start, but at least during the attack there was plenty to fucking do, and I felt like I couldn't get enough done. And then yeah, obviously I did actually I could have sworn that I saw Russian forces move towards Omega. Must have just been Ukrainians going back, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
It was just their QRF returning to the town that came from the town.
Fair enough.
Liru, did you get me my Shahid drone, like driving across the ground into the tank?
I'm not sure I got that one, but I know I got plenty of other ones, so feel free to look at the VOD. But I was crashing every like 10 to 15 minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna go review my RPTs, but yeah, I think something updated with that map, and now it's really weird. Or Ace hotfix is causing weird issues now, but I guess that'll be what I research today. But anyway,
So yeah, you also obliterated Lolo.
Well, Lolo stayed in a spot that I already identified with the drones and started hitting with RD, so I literally flew a 40mm drone over there, found him, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I told him
it would be fine if he was in a building.
He would have been fine if he was in a building. I agree. Yeah.
I told him we gotta move.
Anyway,
Let's
see you
move.
guys later
and he's
for
like, give me
OFCRA.
a minute. I'm flying.